Welcome back
to this day's shit show. So we're trying to get these questions answered. And it's taken way longer than we had anticipated. But here we are. No excuses needed. Here we are. Rebecca's got the questions, so let's roll.
Whether you want to hear them or not.
Yeah, you may or may not.
You may or may not. Who knows? But if you have more questions, you can certainly hit us with them, and we'll be more than happy to answer them. But the first one, which I feel like this is directed to Joe, but I do have an answer for this. What was the hardest interview that you did on camera?
You want me to go first or you to go first?
Well, I figure the person that asked this probably wanted to hear him say it, but little does I clearly can't speak. It has been a long day. Most people may or may not know that I used to do live television for a year. And when you do live television, you have a small window of opportunity to get what you need to say out. And if you're working for a company, you also have to plug the company that you're working for, and any types of programming. And it's all in about 30 seconds to a minute, really quick. And my first ever time in the studio, you're surrounded by cameras, everybody's mic'd up, and it's just a cold studio, basically. And they're broadcasting to Saturday morning television, so everybody's watching. And we're talking about the importance of stretching. And I said it's important to stretch when your muscles are warm, never when you're cold. And we were talking about some environments, and they had asked, well, what do you say to people that don't have time? I'm like, well, you can certainly do some stretches while you're in the shower. It's a warm environment. And the anchor looked at me and said, well, what kind of stretches do you do in the shower? And the entire studio erupted in laughter. She looked like a deer caught in headlights. And I had to pretend that it wasn't the funniest thing in the world while everybody is laughing at me and not hit a beat, or not miss a beat. So that kind of started off my...
Just bend over and touch your toes real good.
Live television. I was like, I can get fired with this answer or I can keep my job. So I kept my job and continued on as their fitness expert every Saturday morning for a year. So that was fun. I did it well.
You should have way better answers.
Well, yeah, well, I could have. Yeah. I did think about it.
So my... I'm going to go with nightmare interview. It was one of the first times I was ever interviewed. It was Father's Day weekend at Michigan International Speedway, and I was doing the whole pit crew thing. And it was raining. It started to rain like hell. And we had like these rain canopies you got to put up and a bunch of shit to keep all electronics dry. And amidst putting this shit up, I get a tap on my shoulder and I turn around and I'm pretty sure it was Jamie Little and I can't remember the dude's name. And they're standing there with a damn camera in my face. I'm caught so off guard and I'm so green to being on camera at that point. I had no clue what the hell to do. And they pegged me with questions for what felt like 3 damn hours. And I think it was 5 minutes. And when I got back to the hauler, I'm soaking wet and everyone is laughing at me because they're like, dude, you look like such an idiot and scared. And I was like, so nervous. I had no clue. And it was all just super valid, simple shit to answer, but I like couldn't even put a sentence together because I was like terrified. And that shit haunted me for years. So yeah, that's my, the rain delay story at Michigan. Good fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
All right, so I picked this next question because it's a little bit of change of pace. And it says, I know there is no ideal marriage. I know marriage has its ups and downs. How long have you guys been together and how have you fucking made it work?
I gotta laugh.
Well, how long have we been together? I never
10
remember
years.
this. Yeah. That
10,
one.
10, almost 11.
Too many?
Yeah. I'm good at fucking up, and she's really good at being really good. So I think there's a balance there. Because if we were both fuck ups, it would never work.
True. I also attribute it to the amount of police officers I have trained personally in my career to know that, one, I never want to be in a jumpsuit at a prison because they are disgusting. Thank you, Denise, for letting me know that. Two, handcuffs aren't really fun.
Not in a police car.
Yeah, not in a police car. No. And that's, I don't look good in orange.
Yeah, we were raised vastly different. Take it for what it is. I'm a little more like rock'em sock'em robots kind of person. I like to really just kind of fly from the seat of my pants and do dumb shit. And then I gotta live with the repercussions where little Miss Scientific Calculator over here has gotta like compute all her little shit.
A little bit more plans, calculated. You can't have two batshit crazy people.
No, and it's tough. I mean, we've definitely had our ups and downs, and it's a lot. It's a lot of damn work. I never really understood that term, honestly, or that phrase until recently. It's a lot of damn work to be married.
It's a ton of work.
And if both people don't want to do the work, one person can't carry the load. I don't give a fuck how hard you try. And another kind of recent epiphany that's going to sound really stupid and make me sound like an idiot is how important communication is about how you're feeling. Because if I don't know what the fuck she's feeling and she don't care about what I'm feeling, or vice versa, or both, we're just both floating around. Who knows what the fuck, we really want, need. So stupidity has probably kept us together. Maybe.
Possibly.
I'm too dumb to quit, and she's too hard-headed to quit. So I think that's probably why we're sitting here filming this and kind of chuckling about it, because at the end of the day, I mean, you choose who you're with, right? You just got to figure out why you chose them in the first place and remember that, because that's kind of what the whole basis, first impression is.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, what was that spark that got you going? That's kind of what you got to try and figure out how to go back to frequently, I think. Like, you knocking my hip out in the back of my old Durango probably wasn't the spark that, got it all going, but it's funny to look back at. Just saying. See, she's got nothing. This is where I shine, and she goes...
No, it's a lot of work. It definitely takes a commitment level. Certainly, being in the industry that I am in, and even the competing world, not to put it into that perspective, but it's a world that we live in where you very much have to be selfish. It's much like a professional athlete training for something, what I attribute it to. There are times where it is very regimented, very controlled. Every 3 hours you're doing something, you have to do your cardio, you have to do your workout. You make that commitment, and it's very isolating. It's very isolating to people. It's very isolating to friends, very isolating to families at times. So it takes a little bit of an understanding. Not very many people are cut out for that. Not very many people want to hang on for that, want to be there for that ride and that journey, because they don't understand it. And it gets easy to kind of...
just go, fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's a very, what I've learned is it's very selfless to be married or in any sort of long-term relationship, because sometimes she's working on her goals and I have to just, I hate to say give up what I'm doing, but I need to support her in order to get her where she needs to be, and then that'll be reciprocated on my end as well. And it's that like juggle, I guess you could say, of like, fuck, okay, I gotta just kind of put my shit on the back burner for a minute, because I mean at the end of the day, her goal is our end result, right? Like, or my goal is our end result, because whatever we're working on, that's the future. And it's both of us. I mean, we're in a relationship, right? So if you have a successful business,
right,
I essentially have a successful business too, and it's the same way if it goes this way. So I mean, we've been through some hell of trying things and giving up businesses to try different things, and fuck, like that could be a 500-page book if we really wanted to write it out, but that's a lot of uncorking and name calling that's got to happen.
Yeah.
So
just wait for my book. It'll be a juicy one, I promise, because that's on my list of things to accomplish. So get ready.
So yeah, if you got more questions or want to know anything, like obviously it's all anonymous. And we're kind of having fun with this too, though. Like as we get some questions and different stuff, it's like you really have to reflect on what you've gone through, and that's the whole premise of like what we've gone through, what we've experienced. Obviously, it's not a professional opinion or advice or input.
It's definitely not a professional opinion from you.
Shit.
Kidding.
You need those counseling sessions, just let me know. I'm available.
Yeah.
Cheap, $29.99 for 30 minutes. Way better than psychiatrist.
You have a $200 positive powwow.
Should fuck my life. Anyways, thanks for the questions, and we're going to answer a couple more in a couple days.
Okay. Peace.